There are certain books that feel less like stories and more like doors. When I was young, one of those doors opened for me in the pages of The Secret Garden. It was a story about hidden places, growing things, and the quiet magic that comes when winter finally loosens its grip on the earth. Alongside the book, the 90s version of The Secret Garden holds a special place in my heart. At the beginning, we see darkness and deadness in not only the plants but the characters, and as the movie unfolds, the visuals come to life. I'm inviting you today to join me in my very own Secret Garden inspired day. There's something so special about planting seeds. The promise of new life, those first little seedlings sprouting up, is the best feeling ever. And watering plants and knowing that you are nurturing life is just so rewarding. I had some large pots and I decided to plant herbs in one of them and lettuce in the other, and I wanted to make some labels to stick into the pots to identify the different varieties. As a child, I remember believing that if I looked closely enough, I might find my own secret garden hidden somewhere nearby, behind a gate, maybe tucked between stones, maybe in a forgotten corner of the world. Now I realize that I can make my own garden, no matter how small it may be. As long as it is taken care of, it will flourish. Once they were finished, I took a toothpick and taped them in between the two sides. And to make them waterproof, I just surrounded the entire label in packing tape. This was a very easy and inexpensive DIY because I had everything that I needed to make these. Sharing the joy of planting and growing with my children makes it just that much more special. I wanted to use this beautiful china dish for these hyacinths, but I had to get creative to make them stay in place using twine. The smell of these beautiful flowers is absolute heaven. Once they were all in place, I just topped everything off with some moss. In the book, the garden begins to wake up again when it's visited by birds. So today, I'm going to make a little cottage for them. I had this little dollhouse for a while that was like a beige color with a red roof, so I decided that I'm going to paint this pink and also use some of my acrylic paint markers to bring out the ivy and flowers that are already engraved on the sides of the house. Painting the little details on the sides of the house was so much fun. It was like having a 3D coloring book right in front of me, and it was just so therapeutic. I knew I wanted to cover this red roof, so I went to PetSmart and bought some coconut fiber. It's a coconut fiber mat. It's $5.99 at PetSmart. It's made for hermit crabs, but I have made a thatch roof out of this a few Christmases ago, and it's just the perfect material. So I am just going to cut this out, shape it, and then glue it to the top of my roof. I think this cottage is so adorable, and now it's time to put it outside and fill it with some birdseed. During the spring, I get so many little finches and bluebirds here, and they are not shy, so they will definitely partake of this feast. In the Secret Garden book, a meal that stands out to me is roasted eggs that they make. While Dickon and Mary may make their roasted eggs in a little hole in the ground, I don't have that. I'm just going to use my oven. First, I popped some bacon into the oven, and then I prepped the eggs. In 2 ramekins, I melted some butter, added some minced garlic and parsley, and mixed everything together with a brush and brushed them on the sides so that the eggs would not stick. I added some salt to each and some pepper, and once my bacon had cooked for at least 12 minutes, I added the eggs in to the 350-degree oven. Of course, with any good English-inspired breakfast, you need a cup of tea. My favorite is Lady Grey. The eggs came out so well. They popped out easily, they didn't stick at all, and the yolks were cooked to perfection, exactly the way that I like them. I'm definitely going to be oven baking my eggs like this from now on. Now, if I was being true to the Secret Garden book, I probably would have had some Yorkshire tea, as it takes place in the moors, the Yorkshire moors. But I only had this on hand. It was so delicious. The eggs were phenomenal, and I prefer oven bacon. It does take longer, about 20 minutes in total, but there's no splatter on your stove, and it just tastes delicious. After my tea, I decided I wanted to make a simple cake. I just did 1 layer, and I topped it with some green frosting and some cute edible little flowers that I ordered offline. I will link them down below. My kids loved them. They asked if they could have some not on the cake, like as candy. But they're really pretty. And then I also decided to top it off with some strawberries. This day made my heart so full. I felt like a kid again. Sharing the joy of planting and gardening with my kids made it so much more special, and now I'm just gonna go and watch The Secret Garden with them. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.